Ladybugs, let's jump right on into this because I know good and well I'm not the only one that is this nosy, that is this observant. Let's jump into this affair everybody is talking about that don't have anything to do with us or anybody else. But let's just talk about it realistically over here. Let's do a real talk session on it. Now here's this CEO that hold on, y'all, put my passcode in my laptop. Hold on. Now here's the CEO that goes out and he's having this affair. But not only is he having this affair, it's with a woman of HR. Now, he and this lady are at a Coldplay's concert. The concert is public as heck. Not only is it public as heck, let me see if y'all caught this. The people they were with know him, know her, know the spouses, were trying to cover them when the camera came and everybody looked like, oh no. Now, do you think for a second that man's wife didn't know he was cheating? I doubt it, but it's possible. But I'm going to say I doubt it. Now, do you think that it's our business or anybody else's business what goes on behind people's closed doors? People look at marriages as if they are still being married for sacred events. No, people marry for partnership and public, appearance, but they're not with, in my opinion, my personal belief, they're not always with a soulmate. They're with a person that looks good for business, especially in these situations, and especially when they have what you call families. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you go back and play that video, don't look at them, look at the people standing to the left and the right and behind them. They also were trying to cover their faces because they did not want it to be known that they were all together. Those are not strangers interacting, engaging. Those people know each other. And people that know each other, guess what? They know they are having an affair. So everybody's saying you and I'm going to be straight up with you. I totally disagree. Not only with him, but with any human being. I totally disagree when people have personal situations that come out and it comes that they're not as morally their moral compass is not what we thought it was, or they are declare they don't have the moral scruples. That has nothing to do with how a person makes money. How we have the ability and the gift that we have to make money has nothing to do with our morals. So why in the world are they taking this man, his money away? Why? I don't agree with it. I do not agree with that. Why is it the public's business? I'm sure if Coldplay knew who he was, he wouldn't have shined that camera on him. But he honestly didn't know. He honestly, and you could tell that he honestly did not know, and he made a light joke of it. But then look at who it is. But at the same time, what business is it of everybody else? Now he's being reprimanded. Monies are being taken out of his pocket. I have something else I want to say because I was looking on Instagram just now, and okay, you said okay. Let me come back, Miss. I think your name is Kells. You said morals and integrity has everything to do with business. Then why is the business world so corrupt? If people were doing things morally right, if they were using integrity, why in the ham sandwich has the business world become much more corrupted? And it's always probably been that way, but it's more publicized now. It's more publicized now. What about the business of people manipulating others and benefiting off of somebody else's manipulation financially? Why has the business world become so corrupt? Baby, it's always been that way. There's nothing new about this. Why do you think there are so many children that come up and show up and pop up into people's lives saying, this is my dad, even this is my mom? People sell their children for a dollar bill. Exactly. I disagree. It should not stop his business. I disagree. It should not stop his money. What I think is that's a situation and a conversation between he and his wife. Because there ain't no way in the ham sandwich. A CEO take a mistress to a Coldplay's concert? That's a little touching to me. That's diabolical. That's somebody who didn't expect to get caught for the public eye. Now I want you to go back. I want you to go. If y'all just go back. If you can do while we in this chat, go back and look at that video. Don't look at them. Look at the people beside them. Like, oh my God, we're busted. Not y'all are busted. We're busted. Yep, I believe it shows who they are as a person to themselves and to their spouses. And I don't believe because people always cheat necessarily that they're bad parents. I think every situation and circumstances are different. I think we categorize these things overall. Um, but I definitely believe, like, just because a person is, because they're a parent and they have an extra person or an affair because they're married. What is that? If they're good to their kids, they're good to their kids. Why do people always bring children into it? And I see so many comments saying, they're gonna get a divorce. We don't know that. And if they are, that's excuse me, if they do get a divorce, guess what? Divorce has already been brought up and discussed and wanted in that household. I assure you. I want you to go back. For those of you all that are in here, and it's not about us being serious, we're just just observing. Go back and look at that video. I want you to look at the people around them. Yep. But see, our character is broken up into different segments, just like our credit score. Our credit score is made up of a plethora of things that come from different numbers, just like our character. It's embarrassing to everybody. It's embarrassing to everybody, not just the wife and kids, but to him. It's embarrassing to everybody. When people cheat, they don't expect to get caught. Um, I totally agree. When it comes to people's personal business, it is best to stay out of it. Why? Because you will never know what goes on behind closed doors truly. You know how many toxic, unhealthy, and abusive relationships there are behind closed doors, and people actually look for a way out. So I just want y'all to go back and watch that video again. I saw that thing about, their children. Everybody saying, oh, my hearts go out to the children. Honey, them kids gonna make money off of this. You see how their social medias have blown up. You see the publicity it has given not only him but their children. You see how the son came out with that phone in his hand saying, coming back to social media after dad being found out to have an affair. You know how many people I have seen, they say, I'm sending you a love offering. They sending a CEO's child a love offering for comfort who already got money. Man, come on, you gotta look at the bigger picture. Am I saying that the relationship, am I saying the affair was structured to be intentionally publicized? No, I don't know that. But what I am saying, people are not maybe trained or taught to look at things from a different eye. So I'm just saying, make it make sense. Whether they go apart or stay together, that family will be just fine. Everybody has unfortunately experienced emotional trauma and disappointment. But we don't know what his wife, and their children have endured from each other behind closed doors. I believe when people cheat, especially when married, you should never take a person, especially in the general public, to where you can be seen. Now, God can have people anywhere. When it's time to get caught or caught up, it's just time to get caught or caught up. When you're in one of those marriages that you're not supposed to be, cheating or all this and that, you should not have extra partners and you're taking them out and about. That's his own mess up. Come on, y'all. It's a Coldplay concert. Come on, be for real. And the area that they were in was reserved. I mean, come on, be for real. Make it make sense. You feel me? But as we end this video, just go back. Go look at the video of that Coldplay concert and see. I see everybody out here quoting scriptures. And I'm saying to myself, why y'all quoting scriptures? Remember that video we did a few weeks ago? And I was saying, it's challenging. And for me personally, this is my personal belief for me. I don't pray for people when especially when I know they want to do something. You can't pray for somebody who having an affair. This ain't no one-time affair. This ain't no one-time thing. And that don't look like new coochie and new dick. That look like some, they have a knowing of each other. You see how they booed up? What you praying for them for? You better pray for yourself. If you're in a marriage, if you're in a relationship, and see how, let me tell you how people in general are not taking it serious. You see how they're making these videos for cheaters, what they could have done, if it was them in a position. Anybody taking that mess serious? You got to pray for yourself. People spend too much time praying for people who know they're going to do wrong. Whether you feel like they're morally right or incorrect, don't matter. Because we don't share the same conviction. I wonder if they read that part of the Bible. Am I saying it's right or wrong to having an affair? I'm not saying it's right, and I can't say it's wrong, because some people are together, and that's the wrong part right there. Some people are using relationships, because they have a good financial component of the partnership. Look at these professional alcoholics. Look at these professional drug addicts. Look how much stuff get brushed under the rug by the professional people. Look at these professional abusers. Now, what would the world be if they were not together? You feel me? Go back and watch that video. I'm gonna see what y'all gonna come back later and comment and say. That's my thoughts on it. That's just my take on it. I hope the man, learn a few lessons in life. And I'm not gonna lie. Nobody ain't gonna like me saying this, but I'm gonna say the truth. People need to understand how to cheat. When you're married, you should not, I don't care how much you like him or her, you should not be out in public with them. When you're married, you got to keep your side holes in their place, male and female, because there are just as many married women cheating as there are married men. People get comfortable. So when you're married, you got to know how to cheat. And you have got to cheat on your level. People should cheat on their level. When people cheat on their level, guess what? There's certain things they're not going to do off the rip. Because they're not going to, chance that. It's too much of a risk. It's too costly. All right, I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace and blessing. Great day. Hope y'all are having a good Tuesday. Namaste. And I hope they get that man his money back. Get that man his money back. Give him his deals back. Why you going to fire her? All he going to do is find another way to alley her money, to compensate her for what she's lost. Let her stay in that job. Let it be an example to everybody else in the HR department that's having an affair that has not gotten caught. What you find these folks for? Yep. All right. Namaste. Oh, hold on. Before I close, let me say one more thing. Before somebody says, "Oh, you're saying, you go along with cheating." No, I'm not saying I do go along with cheating. I'm just saying cheating is a part of some people's life. And some of us have been cheaters, or the one somebody has cheated with. Sometimes knowingly, sometimes, unbeknownst to us. But what I'm saying, in every situation is protocol. Let me ask you something. And I want those that are realistic, that will keep it real. You ever look at old school players, and it looks like old school players, they never get caught, like they never have anything quote unquote bad happen to them? You know why? Because they know protocol to life. They know protocol. See, people are so messy and so tacky. That's why there's so much exposure. But back in the day, people used to suspect a person of cheating, may have caught them here and there, but there's not much or any solid proof. So I'm just saying, I believe people have just gotten maybe comfortable or slack. And with all the social media, nobody can afford to be doing anything out of pocket but so much. Because they'll put everybody on blast. People making big buku money off of this man affair, but they're not convicted of it. But the Bible says, shun the very presence of evil. What about that? We are not to let our left hand know what our right hand is doing. So I'm just saying, it's I'm gonna leave that part alone. Go watch that video. Peace and blessing. Great day. Namaste.